Food waste. We all have it, we all throw it away, and it sits in a landfill. Well, that's no good. Billions and billions and billions of dollars of food, perfectly good food, sitting in landfills. We can't have it. We don't have the room. We don't want all that carbon going back into the atmosphere. We simply don't want to do it. So we take it. Either we compost it, but if it's not been touched by a human being yet, we can feed it to our friends, the pigs, who take what is essentially garbage and turn it into bacon. Who doesn't like that? Now watch carefully. It's a highly scientific process what I'm about to do. Pay very close attention. Food waste. And there you have it. Now, it seems fun, it seems simple, and it is, and I enjoy feeding the pigs because, well, they enjoy eating. But what we've just done there is essentially recycling. Not only recycling, but upcycling. We've taken food waste that would otherwise sit in a landfill, as we talked about, and we've turned it into protein. But, and now this is the fun part, our pigs eat, and much like cows, they manure. They manure on the ground. This manure, shoveled up, also creates compost. So we've taken one piece of waste product, and from that, not only have we created additional proteins and fats, thanks to our friends the pigs, but also thanks to our ingenious friends the pigs, we've created compost, which can then be used to grow even more food. And whatever food left from that we don't eat, boom, we feed right back to pigs. So from one waste product, we've created two very usable products. Now pay close attention. Grassland, beautiful verdant green grassland, but also filled with weeds and rocks and a few invasive species and a whole bunch of things. Now ask yourself, if I wanted to plant a garden or grow crops, corn, wheat, whatever, I can't plant here. This is ridiculous. There are rocks, there are weeds. What am I to do? I don't have $80,000 sitting in my pocket to go buy a giant tractor. What am I to do? Well, we take a lesson from our friends hundreds of years ago in medieval times. They didn't have any tractors. They get a couple of pigs. They're big, they're fat, they're beautiful, and they do an amazing job of digging. Look at this, look at that. And I know what you're saying, that looks like a desert, but in fact, it is extremely fertile soil. If I were to plant anything, I mean anything in there, it would grow 20 feet tall. All right, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it sounds good, doesn't it? These pigs not only create land clearance, they make it ready for planting, but also they've created a whole bunch of fertility. And then boom, I move our pigs out, I put them someplace new, I keep feeding them, recycling food waste as we talked about. Boom, I'm ready to plant. And I didn't have to lift a finger. I didn't have to buy a tractor. I didn't even have to get out a hoe and start raking. The pigs did it all for me. And what do they want as payment? Nothing but some more food.
I'm Jamie Jackwart. I'm the Assistant Director for Campus Sustainability here at UMass Dartmouth. We've been doing composting here since about 2015. The state of Massachusetts banned any producers of large amounts of waste from putting food waste into the garbage stream, and we didn't want that to go into landfills. So we went to our kitchen staff and partnered with Chartwell's Dining Services. They've been a great partner in helping us to understand where we have food waste either at the pre-production level or at the post-production level. So our pre-production waste is a great example of food that we're able to take that was preparing to go towards people, but ultimately was then able to get fed to animals. From a post-production standpoint, that means that food that comes in and gets cooked and made as regular food ends up going out onto the plate. So those plate scrapings all end up going into its own separate barrel. That is what we use to go to compost. We do follow the EPA's food inverted pyramid. At the top of that, we try to feed food to people first. After that, we try to feed animals. From there, we're trying to make either some other kinds of functional products out of that. So whether that's using fryer oil and making that into biodiesel, or ultimately food waste into compost. And at the very bottom of that is the food that absolutely has to go into the landfill. Paradox Acres, we've partnered with them as a local farm. They're a sustainable farm. They've got a really great operation. They share with us our educational values. So our classes are actually going out and viewing where our food waste goes so that we can see a closed loop on that. I mean, at the end of that process, we're able to actually get some of that composted product back to the university here to help us to put that onto our flower beds to be able to help regenerate new growth in the future. We're excited to make sure that we're responsibly handling our food waste as well as we can and encourage others to actively do that. We talk about this in our classes. We see more students getting interested in doing this. We see more communities that are participating in this as well. And everybody can reap the benefits of collecting their own food waste and being able to return that compost immediately into their gardens and grounds.
There's two different types of waste here. This is the green dot waste, which is, this is like fruit and vegetables that are separated out by the cooking staff before they prepare them, so before they go onto the plates. So this can be fed directly to pigs because it has not been offered to humans as a food source. These are the red-topped bins, which have things that have gone out, like garlic bread and pizza and salad dressing, all sorts of different things. Now these things have all gone out and been offered to people, so they're a different type of waste. So these cannot be fed to pigs because pigs and humans can trade diseases and pathogens. So the idea is that this is more likely to have an illness that might be traded to pigs and then back to humans. So there's two different types of waste. Right now, I'm going to put all these this is red waste or post-consumer waste. I'm gonna put this into the bucket of the backhoe and then I will compost it. All this food waste came from the cafeteria at UMass Dartmouth. All right, here comes another red bin. French fries, sandwiches, pasta, muffins, meatballs. Okay. So now I'm going to take it over there and I'm going to dump it onto that wood chips that I already spread out, and then I'll be covering it and mixing it.
This time of year, a local orchard has a lot of drops, so about 50,000 pounds of drops a year, and we'll get those drops and we'll feed those to the pigs, and that will kind of diversify their diet, get some sweetness, helps with the flavoring of the pork, and it also kind of cuts our feed bill, which is really great as well. So kind of because they can be, as you can tell, they're pigs, they eat a lot and they can eat a ton of food.
Now pay close attention, this is again a highly scientific process. I shovel food waste, which, remember, pre-consumer. We can't let people touch it because our friends the pigs have almost identical digestive systems to us humans. And pigs, my friends, will eat anything. They'll eat a melon, they'll eat a grape. Heck, they'll even eat an old piece of bread. In this case, they're eating melons and onions. Sounds delicious. Why are pigs money? Well, you might think, well, they just like to be sloppy, they're gross, they're disgusting, they're pigs. Untrue. Pigs are actually quite clean when they want to be. Look up above us, the bright shining sun. It's summer, it's hot, it's sunny. Pigs, much like us, they don't like to get sunburns, they like to stay cool. So, they make wallows, which is just mud. They coat themselves in the mud. It acts as a sunscreen. It keeps them cool. Everybody's happy. Now you might ask yourself, are pigs just like us? Do they have little cliques amongst themselves? Are some more popular than others? And I'm here to tell you, yes, in fact, pigs are just like people. They can be mean to each other. They can be nice to each other. Some are more popular than others. A pig will get as big as a pig wants to get. Now, your typical market pig is between 250 and 300 pounds. But I've seen hogs anywhere from 700 to 800 pounds. Pigs will get essentially as big as you have time and food. You might be asking yourself, well, gee whiz, these pigs look a lot different than the other pigs. Look at their floppy ears, aren't they cute? Well, they are a lot different. These are Gloucestershire Old Spots, named, of course, for Gloucestershire County in merry old England. They are what are known as orchard pigs. They are especially good at eating things like fruit. Note their floppy ears. This helps to waft all the scent right into their nostrils. Now, they use a combination of their snouts and their tiny cute little hoofs to dig, 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 push up the soil, dig, 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 push it up, and deeper they go. Now, thanks to their floppy ears, these pigs won't dig as deep as some other breeds, which makes them especially useful in orchards because we want them to dig deep and get everything, but we don't want them to dig so deep that we start exposing tree roots. That would not be healthy for our trees or our orchard, and we want to be able to grow food season over season. I won't have to use any chemical fertilizers or do any ground prep. These helpful little pigs will take care of the whole thing for us, and especially these little ones. They're really good eaters, just like their daddy was. We like to raise our pigs in a traditional style, the way they've been doing it for literally thousands of years. They live outdoors like pigs are meant to do. They start life healthy and happy, and they live life healthy and happy.